Kildare and Mayo in the semi-final. Our commentator for this one is Micheál O'Shea. Good afternoon, Micheál.
Gormahagat Vihil, Agus Tamid Fiachan in Kildare, a Mohiribor, Tan Doid and Mo, Kildare, Agus Mayo in Widivoin, Hannah, a Will and Daw, Irin Selehele, Sablain and Mediac Shachto 3, Agus Shahid for Kildare, and Long Holy Son, Sean de Queen, Nietzsche of War at Father, Anna Holy, Agus Last Mother Sood, Marco Gilligan, and Lord Porke, Eda Bragamoor, Neil O'Buchalo, and Timidor Chassar, and Medois, Evi, Amos Nastroil, Eshagliana, Agus Evi Gimmerst, Anna Wahamohanson, Agus a Master Dussahe, Rondon or Midigan, Dunigusna Tussahe Smoke, will score on the Aimshihige, Gudisa, Mashin, Kildare, Agus yet Lauder, Source, Lashlee, near Idiglick, Quidden Kildare, in with the Voin Hannah, Lohilekanish, a Wachtan, Tegas Bin, and Media, Shachtout Sea, and Mike on the Dinsa, Nike the Fornisher, and Ishka, when we made a Fiahantura, Quidden, Leo, Bevel, on Bosch, Son, Agus Sinead Dahi, or Lochlin, Akshahid and Lidden, on the Dahi, Agus Sean McSharrick, a Lashlee Pasood, Last Mother, Anthony O'Kutkaran, it's not Lecholahe, Agus Fargawil. Baun ile Eden, Wittige, Nis Tushke im Lena, Lish and Widden B, Agus and Vertlot Portke, Laudir Gomahanson, Micheál McGowan, Agus Paul McConmara, Agus Dunigusna Tussahe, Ismog, will I'm shooting again Disa, Ronan or Ruoin, Time to shoot, Shepolini, Nike Nagali, Agus Pool, Agus Kukulini, a Grave Connacht, Agus Shahen Multois, Podrick or Rochelle, or Hobradorn, a Muffalo Portke, Log a Hall in their father, Hidiana Tiny, on the way is shady. O have na láimh dishe, but have na láimh clay, agus chuireann Kildare an son, agus nó sé seo, go bhfuil míid fiachan tíir stocha le cúpla bliain, go ag an na fór le fad le chéile, go gúdann siad na cenaíocha fad le chéile, amo a lá páisce, agus Mayo á dhéanamh an bheile, agus mar a bhí saráile, lá even Greene an so, a Barca Tropig, agus le meis an so, Marty Morrissey, a lá Anna Yes, Marty.
Anna Yasser Fad Abigail, and certainly we're looking forward to a great match here. Two teams with great reputations coming into this All-Ireland semi-final. Mayo certainly powered their way through Connacht, defeating Leitrim rather easily, while Kildare had a harder passage. And just to keep an eye out for four players on each team: Niall Buckley and Maurice Colbert at midfield for Kildare, Brendan Merrigan and Tom Sullivan, the two centre forward and wing forward, and coincidentally, Michael Smith and Paul McNamara, Ronan Ruan and Ronan Goulding. They're the players to watch out for, because whoever wins these battles could well ultimately decide where and who plays in the All-Ireland minor final.
Agus an Multoid, a Mohallar Parkinson, Padraig Rochelle, agus RT, an Chluhasa a Hosno, in Volta of Oin, Reeve Hannah, a Quick Kildare for Father, Lisha Glohicanish, it is Wick Tito in Ura, on Baltason, that no below Clavach of Witte, again Mayo, Agus Shahid, on Hyde Catchishtach, Agus Paul McConmara, and son, the Vio, Agus a Bolastach the Hoone, Glenn McLaughlin, a council, the Kaide, a Stegenson, the Kildare, Agus Shahid, Paul McConmara, a Reist, and more train, Agus on Hyde Witte, Anna Ord, a Fadige, Agus. Sorry, is taken to again long Passat, Agus, well, the dish again, Anthony O. Ilkin and son, near Hogshay and Dishin. Marshin, Kikimach, Agus, Full Void, Kildare, so, Christoid O'Brien, Tara Hart Rastel, Ed Hydem Squill, or he, Agus, Castle Michael. Club, Wilta Mahagigas, Grandma Higadas and Soniga, Ronan or Wine, and Pussy's Feller, Hagim Mayo, Agus Shahagas, Dishigan, Hit Score, and I'm Shoe, and pull up Wiltig and Gelson, Agus Rankin Olish, Agus Shahé, T.S. Mackay, Walla Amachanson, Gedi Ronan or Bullockta, Agus Hit, Pauline, I'm Shahe, and Son, W.O. Mashin, Mayo, Emehe Fankeen, Agus Gan Mehe, Gan Dahi de Bushka, I'm Shigan Council, and Edith. Gan mehe ach nomat Philip.
Hulina Onawa have had there. David Burke eventually demanded scored it, but the marking by Kildare at the moment is very slack, and even there when the ball came back off the post, they were a little bit slow to get to it first.
Marshin and Hulina Voin, I'm Shehe, again Dahi de Bushka, the Vio, Agus yet Kurachan Keen, ach Shehe, Kildare, Agus Midisho Colbard, a ball in the Kaidishtach, Agus Deshinishige. Dominic McRobin, Amach Gedi, Leonard Odon line, ach roade, it have no live edition, again Leonard Odon line.
It's very noticeable, Micheál, that players are finding it a little bit difficult to settle in the early stages. For a minor All-Ireland semi-final, it's a big day, so it'll take at least 10 minutes before they really settle.
Agus galore ahar he dianta is na tusa hen son ag Kildare on Iran of wig edglatlia a grave lion. Iad na honid ahar he team pul gumoraka agus shahet Maso Sullivan a macht bilil nard on line agus dishige shoot a bola stakri madish Colbar shahet nielo bochla lena kito ya nichi welter over hege agus sara he ishtege ge Sean McSharrick welter shoot krini hall Macau Hal Macau en is kri Ronan op Bologte voor de Shelle Stadium. Hier ik bola stakri Antona o Ilken. Zo he o Ilken a drop pass agus sara he ge Sean O'Peen kri nielo tmoin en he mach harish de line agus maschen ik pevline e he gaun de vio agus de chef Polo Clinic Opik Council lost de vidi agus Patrick nielo hanomike agus imedin she Shinshir, and the Homan, Agus Corsesho, CL or West Bromwich Albion, and the League. She had suffered, well, action, British Daphnishiga, Agus chance to get Anthony O'Ilken, Agus a ball in the Kaidashir, Liam 50, Kildare, Martian, Chanel Liamonson, the Yemedian, Round Towers, Common, and the Hoylul, Kildare, a kick, who better started to the Wigige, the VO. Agus Pidin O'Neill, Magda Liam O'Neill, en wie gegimmer le geile, dat is het treinaal voor een Shinshir VO, zo hevak, dus Egoma, aan de score en al, wilte stachige, Agus wilte Anagas, Anagas left on Pidin O'Neill, Pauline Daff, Rafti.
Yes, indeed, a very good score and a valuable one. And it's noticeable actually in the early stages, Micheál, that the Mayo full forward line have the capabilities of beating the Kildare full back line. It's a sweet kick. He certainly took it well, and he should settle well now into the match. Followed through, excellent, right on target.
Agus Pidin, Frastel, Flush the Earlahe, Flush the Coilul, Pede, Shohet Custodio Brin. Wilte Leon Horanson again, Micheál McGowan, and Wilte Staff Pedassen again, but he Ronan or Ruine. But the Machanish Grid, Pivin O'Neill, Reach, Pivin O'Neill, here saw the Hickadessen, so like a Sean de Val, so he Sean de Val in ish. A Bola Stachalosh League, he Muddish Colbard, but he Neil Boholo, or Turklesh, and Anna Hahi, again Neil, Machadi Sean de Val, but he Machgoy Gilligoy. Machgoy Gilligoy, and Yerigi Wola, Sarah Hickadessen, so they get all the doing. All the doing, I guess he went to Gamahiga, and reached Micheál Boyle, the Kildare, Costant Gama. I guess I'll do Flesh Gadas. I guess Anna Hiracht, the Anton, they get Ronan or Golochta, a Kalishin, I guess Shahe, Kenna, Bakmajerstig. Well, Chilean Horan, they get Ronan or Rowan, a Derigi Wola Leon Horan, Axara Higalon, Holy, Sean the Queen, Sean of Queen. Derek Kildare, I did it on three, went to Gadasson Sunday, I guess a Turkish, the Kaidetson, Yellow Tamoin, a Winter, is Tisha Falls, and son, I get Polo Pinnick, I guess Kalish Gentle, I went to get happy again. I guess Mayo, and Yen Vanova had pad, Nomati Tusik, Nahi de Bushka, Derek Wola Gadi, Anthony O'Ilken, Machanish Greek, Pivin O'Neill, like a chance to get Pivin, I guess a step to the TS Macae, Yellow Voided, a row or. Hassan, Roar, Agus, Ovidin Mayo, and son Le Mayo.
Certainly, this is the point that I was saying a moment ago, that the Mayo forwards have the capabilities of beating the Kildare backs. This was a very good move, and once again, Kevin O'Neill very heavily involved. Inside was TJ McHugh, but the centre-half back just put him off slightly. The pass was not a good one.
Agus Mayo, Eden on three, Stach, Emil the Card Noigach, Sarah Higgadassa Stigig, Glenn McLaughlin. She went over Hagafach, Shaher Ronan or Wine. A Bola Amach and Son, good Pivin O'Neill. Agus Nish Dishiga Anthony O'Ilken. A drop off the reach, take a Sarah Higa Sean de Val about the Martian couple pass for a move, get Mayo. Sauna himra ige Mayo godísa seo T.S. Mackay agus Sára go test ige Prestodio Bryn an éon hrúid. Druci capach agus seo Micheál Macawn agus yn run an o'r oen, dysgu go siŵd. Ysdach yn ysgyd i T.S. Mackay, sianser sgôr ach wylte go holp ige T.S. Mackay.
Near Hogue she'd on chance in Gama, and certainly if Mayo don't put away these chances fairly fast, they're going to rue the day because they're dominant. They have Kildare defence in tatters, and this is a bad miss really. Even for an intercounty minor, he should at least have gotten around his man and put it over the bar.
Marsin, hwpl y dish fas, gwrolo, cyr mw, ige Mayo godísa, agus beidir gwyl Cúlathe Kildare, sásta go maiile sé gosan te hasisiad a déanamh, ach anna bhrúra godísa dar nó tá cúir na gaotha ige Mayo chomá.
Must be said as well, Micheál, there's an awful lot of bunching going on around midfield, and really both teams will be anxious to try and open up the play as much as possible.
Anna bháil an son ige Níl ó buachla agus chalís dianta Níl. Imidín sé leis na sár séalaigh sé. Wylte ige hénig isteach an son gyda Graham O'Dean gyda Marish Colbart gyda sé te sgôr y dirn. Agus yn is sians ige Dominic McRobin chola anna hafael an son ige bara o Heffernain. Sy'n bara o'r hafael ffadir ige.
On Hawaii Bahishin. A marvellous save there by Barry Heffernan because certainly the Kildare full forward did everything right. Dominic Cribben, when the ball came in eventually from Maurice Colbert, had the ability to beat the Mayo fullback John McSharry in a one-to-one tussle. Now there he had it. He had the time and composure, but a marvellous save, a brave save by Barry Heffernan.
Agus cór leis a choréir láthar na huide gostithe agus an lán cholaí Rio an son Sean McSharrig cór leis a chor a siúd agus díarn go meise ceart go leor seo hé an lán cholaí agus dar nó ó yn nhw'n ngawl selaich Sean McSharrig agus o Leitrim a hys mahoedi pa sé ceart go leor imidín sé le Mistéala Chrisleán an Varrig an cuman céanna leis an dréineálaí agus sinné Martin Carney dar nó ach níl ó buachala a hócaig an cúg beidir agus dahad le Kildare. Captaí na fórne agus a panéal den ziú blian a bhfuilte anna bhór amach go dtíon gúnige mar sin héin Graham O'Dean an a bheitlaíocht diantaige Johnson go chéileis go deasanaisige agus an Chanceris ige Kildare agus Chanceige Brandano Mirigain im Yellow Void ach anna hafael a ríist chos an tuaí bhío déanamh aus a fad an son agus kick amach a andóid anna chosan go deo ige más na búrca an bátasan ar a bhí deisige Kildare beidir cúla aimsú más na búrca agus anna bheitlaíocht diantaige. Fi hyn omatí fóca sa chéad le agus bara o Heffernain gin anna hafael yn ei Kildare o Hienvi agus gin y car céna hafael cosú lethe yn ei Leitrim weltimach gymachige agus bachta níos disha fós ag ar anna gwolachta agus dyn agos na himidoidi dar lumsys fear da bwyl ige Mayo an farsa o Fala ik sér gnóha hige agus Anthony o Corcorain a hócagi Mní séisiú de sínsir le bhealahan na muice buachara na chréibh chomórtas an chéad balca annach deamú ag Sean de Bháil annach bháilige bhfuilte amach go dtí Níl Tamáin agus Alís dianta an son ag Dominic McRobin agus a chic séir tóca go tapig ag go dtí Píbín O'Neill ach bhfuilte go holpaige agus Sean de Bháil Bóla go dtí Dominic McRobin agus Deirdre go bhfuil sé siúd gosta hynna geall deag na seansaige Kildare Leonardo don láin a gáilisteach agus cicéirice beidir go ba cicéirice.
Well, this really all came about, Micheál, as a result of a mistake by a Mayo forward because Kevin O'Neill, who's been playing very, very well, came deep down into his own half. The ball was a poor distribution. It came to John Wall and confusion in the Mayo defence. Gave it to Leonard Donlan and down he went.
Marsin, cicéirice de Mayo agus duine imiróidí Kildare gyda Kildare, bynnag o Emilioedi, Mayo, gwrtahe, y lahor na hwyri. Cwrlais, ochr siwd. Cwrlais, ochr y gonair, agos sians gyrbeth mos o sŵlefain, y hwcig yn Kildare. Eisiau gywyl ffelige, enos, ach
Yeah, it was a pretty bad collision, Mahal, between all the players. Obviously, nobody called inside there, and unfortunately, the Mayo player came out the worst of it. But again, this penalty comes just as a result of a simple mistake, and it is unfortunate that Kevin O'Neill's distribution left him down, because it put Kildare into a good position.
Agus beidir gymach Mayo a hrw y dhéanamh. Netherlam a beth most y bwch y tair y dalwm. Wel sé hénig agus dyrn Dominic Macrobin yn aig y chéile. Agus Cwrlais ochr y cwna i'r. Ni het most y bwch.
It's unfortunate now, Micheál, we seem to have a stretcher coming out for the Mayo player, and most unfortunate to see this happening. But it was a total accident.
Fashion on Mayo, Derek and son, le Mayo, agus Sean de Wall, a ball in the kite, agus well she, good Leonard O'Dunline, agus and son, Will Macrobin, in the Aig, agus big ora a rumper than boyd. Då hi alle jau invaded, agus tacht the boyd, on the takka the boyd, ige Mayo. Bigger on the Christach, agus Dearn Gervation, Kenna omidile, every hochtiag, takka histach, Kenna omidile, W. On Tonadi, Tataka the boyd, Kenneth omidile.
This is a double blow now, of course, for Mayo, Micheál, because not alone have they conceded a penalty, but they're now losing their centre-half back, David Layden, and a centre-half back of all places is a most important position.
Då hi alle down inish rumper den boyd, agus kenna omidile takka the boyd, kenna oit, agus on Mayo Jarrett, le Mayo and son. Då hi that no a big ogahohint, chen immer reached, and a blienche chuin, agus Dimmer Sheshud and Mike na Hastroile, no the Jimmy Ede in the Guinea, Nis Tushke, Emiliana, agus Kik Edeke, agus Smalso Sullivan, Sakaruna Kaide, agus Shane, Bara o Heffernine, a Yenana Havoil, and I Kildare Nis Tushke, and Stoppashen Council, in Shana Havoil, Homa, and I Dietrama, Shahe Inish, Wallesta Agus Kulin, Cool Anna Yas and Sunday get Mosso Sullivan, Istakadin Guini, Guhishal, agus is Duk Chance to be Bara o Heffernine.
Yeah, marvellous penalty, really showing many senior players how to hit a penalty low and hard right into the corner. Well hit. Barry Heffernan really had no chance, because the grass cutter is always the most difficult shot for a goalkeeper to save, and beautifully hit low right along the grass and straight in. Good goal.
Marchen Kildare, mi hefan tusig, gan Diador Sachlohag, is beter gegurach Sheshin. Egador Sheshin splaga rood, Shahen Farafat van Tussiget, Mosso Sullivan. Nachlesh stark gedacht, das wird so schuld für Rohige. Agus Anna, der Mond Sonnige Munish Kalbar, der Kalish, Dientet, Kicksler, Gnohige, Marchen, wie Kildare, Ochulin, Pendedig, Vedet, Marjedin und Baltusa, le Brandano Medigain, Gemedisht, Ochulin, Finki. Shahen, Brandano Medigain. Det er også noe his hard av Willico, vil til å holde an Balkason, agus noe stikse kjard nå ikke. Marschen, kikkemach, gavn, Mayo.
Yeah, that's a bad miss really by Brendan Merrigan, because certainly Kildare at the moment psychologically have the advantage with Mayo losing their centre-half back, but they should be taking their frees and tapping them over.
Marsin, Rhaint yn o, le Mayo yn Baltasar, agus Shahe Bara o Heffernain. Agus Gamahe, Gwynes, Anson, ege Kenneth, Macmyderstig, ege Myrtgama, agus Palais dianta ystig hahi de Bwrca, Marsin, enige hopig I tog getapig ige, gyda Ronan o Gwolachta, Anna Peledori Farsa, agus Palais dianta Ronan, agus Marsin, Feidir, Inish, Gwneud o'ch, le Prifin O'Neill, na ffwrna a chwr post gol. Bydd un Sinsir, leis yn môr agus bwchar as y ffrwyaf, siachtyn o'n awnach siacate. Welta go híisiil aige, welta go holpig agus, Christóide ó Bryn, na bheithigan san da Kildare go dí Sean de Val. Sean de Val agus kick, fad a wig. Haid Gamahe Gwynes yn slyn, ag Brandon o'n mynd I goin. Colbord, agus Colbord amach gyda, Mos o Sullivan, Shahet Mos, ar y sgwr oelig I Geiricip, agus welta Gwynes ag ho Neil yn ein ble, welta road e ddim na live edition. The Ford counts on the score oil, Martin.
It's very much a question of a lot of opportunities being wasted, and certainly if Mayo can keep their forwards with possession, they have the ability of beating the Kildare backs, but Kildare settling now much better as the match progresses.
Marsin, hono met dian focus a Kiedle, agus Ford na gwihi I gem Mayo, ach siad Kildare, gywyn a gawn Finkinico a lot na gwyddi. Yellow buachal a gaidi go hard, a chaid mid wig, agus Shahe Paul McNamara. Paul Heinig at Hogan Kingsclair. Dishinson ag T.S. Mackay, a Mackay Ronan o Rowan, a Halrish drop off o Ronan, agus Marshall Chancellor ag Mayo, Paul McNamara. Kick, anna all the fad. Jackson Hoon agus Gamahe Gwynes agus Orish, Christóide ó Bryn. Dhéanamh gomada Kildare. Ronan o Gwolachta Orish agus Nisbish ag Anthony O'Elkin, a míal a bóide, an baise scór. Anna Foster Pad an son ag Kildare na púlathe I dhéanamh aus an ish. Agus Mayo teachtar na sé ríist, Paul McNamara an ón saí, agus Anna Pauline ag Paul.
Ulina Onawa, Morris Colbert there, showing his forwards what they should be doing, taking their chances simply, because Paul McNamara rather, it's a good score, and it certainly is what Mayo needed. But again, it was rather poor defending by Kildare and a poor clearance, which gave it to Paul McNamara, and the Achill man decided to have a go straight over the bar.
Agus Shisho, a gamer play guidance spelling of Mayo, let's see Brianna Sakele, Polo Shear, Liam Clifty, Agus Palais Delta Liam, Marsin, Hickemach, Evegown, the Kildare. Van het Tevlin, agus Fachta Gwynes yn sôn again, Neil O'Tomoin, Video Buacholo, Eresh Video O'Tomoin, Goimer Tias Atra, Rúta Caidelish Gwynes, Neil O'Tomoin, agus Wilte, O'Hishel again, agus Chancenish, ag Brandon o'n Midigoin, Rhaid y Modlin, agus Anach Lamwg, Dominic McRobin, yn Baise Cole, agus Dirn, Virginia Palais, Shaq Kigerik Ellen, the Kildare.
Well, just as much as Mayo have the opportunities at the other end, the main man that's causing problems for Mayo is the Kildare full forward Dominic Gribben. He's got the ball twice, and on both occasions he's created or been fouled directly for a penalty. So it's up to Tom Sullivan once again.
Martha Sullivan and Mulishe Gohishali, Gideon Kunik Kianan or Gideon Kunihele, Hadayanashe, Martha Bola, Gohishal and Kunik Kianan the goal. Martha Sullivan and Kunik Kianan Benjamin Ferroge, let kick in the Sarah.
Pool Onawa by Shin, Vishe Arouse Arfad, and certainly Tom Sullivan shows and knows how penalty taking should be done, because Barry Heffernan, exactly the same spot. Look at this for good penalty taking, and certainly coaches all over the country will be anxious to see Tom Sullivan's penalty taking. It's low and hard, and goalkeeper Heffernan, although he got a finger to it, just couldn't keep it out.
Marsin, Mosso Sullivan, ha Espanol na minuir, den trio bienig a Kildare, a Janet, a out, agus Anish, a Derek Mayo, Paddy Renonsi, Ronan Golofta, agus Beg Anim, Beg Anim the Healy Boyle, offers allowed against Kildare.
Certainly the referee is very much on the ball here, because you just got to keep an eye on this particular challenge, and it's a high elbow, certainly, no question whatsoever.
Nee, mi hollow boyle, again in Halaish, agus Kixair, if a gown, the VO, Kenna, or Midderstig, agus Shahek Kenna. Daar weg, overal heen te reach, de beentje groen van Nimmeren. Wel te sterk maar hegge, agus daar gesteek, mi hollow boyle. Als ik hier daar, again of gemaakt is, agus Shahek, Graham O'Dean. Boy Mathias after a Macri Nilo Tomoin. Nilo Tomoin, a Derek Nash, Anna Hossint, Genta and Son, again Mayo, Agus Kixair, no Hegedy, O'Neill, Pivin O'Neill, and the Kitoig. A Derek Dohi the book of Intama. A Hossint Gama, the Kildare, Brown Dono Medigoin. Panatevini, Nilo Tomoin. Derek who flesh could he Murish Colbar. Could he Nilo Bohala, Poemer Yasso Kildare, and Shahin Nilo Bohala. And a fellow doed at Tarsa. Aha, Estop here, the Estop here. Gomahan Baltason, Agus Mayo, Chapter Nash, Macri Ronan, or Gulafter. Agus Beneva, Eden Mayo, Shin Ted, I did a letter than a devil on board. Shaheh, Sean DePeen. Macri, Bob the Porsche, Agus Bechor dan Multoid, and Nimmer to stop, Pistolium to Camelin, Paul Macamara, the VO, Erwinifer, Mihal Macaun. Like Mio, Score and Baltasar run on a goal of Anna Hansen, and Anna Havo, and get Frisco O'Brien. Frisco O'Brien, Anna Hospital.
That is a brilliant save by Christy Byrne. Well, his manager told me that this is going to be the future Kildare senior goalkeeper, but he brought off a brilliant save because this was bound for the net. Look at that. Brilliant save.
Agus on Mayo, Mayo, we go, the Midori, Goste, Agus reached on Partner Dene, Agus is through a Vela, or Beg, or a Rumpur, a Machten Bort, Martian on the D, Fergal. Macquistela, Takahe, Eddie Boy, WO, if it is Shakti, Fergal Macquistela, Takahe, Eddie Boy, Agus Travela, Beto, and Skila, WO.
Well, this is most unfortunate, Michal, because it's sad to see just one player going off, but see two Mayo players going off is very sad indeed, and it'll show really the character of this Mayo team, whether they can respond to their misfortune in Croke Park.
Agus Shaheh Fergal O'Quistela, Agus which issues Crave Il Aiden, Nistush Kimliana Maravoi Anthony O'Costroin, Hugnomati, Kerinomati, Villefalker, Agus Kildare, Hankin, Mayo, Edenon Sai, Divine O'Neill, Agus on Mayo, left TV.
This is just another example, really, of Mayo's misfortune, because Christy Byrne may bring off a brilliant save, but Mayo have the possession, but they are not putting their chances away. And really, at the end, as we approach the half-time whistle, they've only got 3 points. They should at least double that, Mayo.
Agus Maraded Masti, Coil Nabihe, again Mayo, Agus Canada Tap, Ediz, and Matishana, Gorola, Ataka in the Joe Bedisa. Good of Rin of Neil Buffalo, and a Boyle, Eganil. Agus Kildare, Jenna Gama, Graham O'Dean, took the Kaidelish, and Ashkadi Neil Kalish Genta, and Graham O'Dean.
That was a marvellous pick-up, actually, by TJ McHugh, and he, or Graham Dunn, rather, because he got inside Tom Burke very nicely indeed to create that free. But it's not every team that can do without their centre-half back and centre-forward, and that's exactly what Mayo have to face now as they go into the half-time.
Marsin Queevin O'Neill, Hosnagamu, Iriguni Inish, Gimmert, Erina Slat, and Arch Ronan or Ruoin, Mihavan Boy, Agus Takahe, Ediboy, Letamalin, Fergal, Macfistala. They all have Kildare and Balkason, Agus Shahe, Bakian, Dominic Macrobi, Aksara Gamaka Gifton, Bak Millerstig and Balkason. Queevin O'Neill. Emi he wait shoe, dat mag tegen Ronan of Wollochte, en die regie Wolle sterker, die Polok pinning, de Polok pinning. Ronan of Wollochte, een reach, de maakt de sterk, Halish get de shoe, ach, have mo, dat Garnoig, agus Marsin dish again Mayo on Garna Alido.
It's just interesting to see there that the Mayo full forward, Tony Walkin, was doing his best to keep John Quinn, the Kildare full back, and it was very much an off the ball free there, but the referee didn't see it, so it's a free for Mayo.
Queevin O'Neill, agus Gamen Darrow gets to get Queevin involved. Marsin Ocholín, idir na fórne, agus sinning recht cúplan homot de le hamma an sa habáce prófig. Dílan roi róláide chuige a chaisi caurú le Mayo sa gierta. Custodó Bryn Faragin anna haváil te fad o Genevín. Custodó Bryn bóla na caide amach agus Shahe Ronan o Golachta anna felladóide fad. Na caide leis a sianna láidir. Dáile sí úpar agus í húp leis. Stachgarí bíal na cearnóige ach Glenn McLaughlin rohapig. Because the Mayo and Balkason, gri Murish Kalbar gri Nielo Buchala, hit Ishel, Sarahe, Vidas, and Son, they get off the Bufka, Bola Amach and Son, gri Kenna Omerili, I get Shahero Nano Bolachta, because he's Yarahage Mayo, and Nialish and Balkason.
And again, another well-worked move by Mayo, but when it came to the final crunch, sent to the wrong side of the post, and that's really the story of the first half, both for Mayo and Kildare, because we've fought a total of 2 goals and for Kildare, 4 points for Mayo, 6 scores.
Marsin is tapgeet na scorene, de Folien, agus sinning recht in Numitevoin, le Hammer, near the kind of big load and so, and what the floating. Agus dan geet law le father, geet down of le father, yet for her will test and what the floating. Mayo agus golórún sa he, aníana bhacha, ach ganna go Nicolini Vidisa. Agus drop-off an son, Murish Kalbar, an red Kalish genta ige Murish, cahiga red. Pick sair the Mayo agus the Queevin O'Neill. Counter to Vistig, then Lina, who weather agus Dahad, simply the Hemeder is the Honda of Lina no Martian. They have no live edition, they have got Mayo Queevin, the kick in the Sarah, a Wallop. Kalish, Genta and Son, Ed Mayo, Agus Martian, Ixair, T.S. Mackay, Gapanisha, a Wallace Dacht the topic. Ogadain, agus Queevin O'Neill, Dishiga Queevin, and Yellow Void. Aha. You folk Shane Tishin, T.S. Mackay, you have 2 for him, and Yellow Buckler, Shahe Neil, you know, down the Lloyd, Lenna Kitowig. And the Hustle Pianton Son gets lost to Boothka. Boothka gave a curve mark, the British Markety, Paul McNamara, Agus. Counter, Cringy the Holoshly, good better Stahad, and I don't get Cooley in a while. Queevin O'Neill, the Hokey in Edinburgh. Agus time no much left question, no much if they hit Emery, after no Gortich, Dohiola Join, Agus Ronan or Ruoin, Agus Marsin. They're going to open Emerson to fact Cameline. Queevin O'Neill, of Wollaga Heschel, Agus. Dish is dig again, Lantasach, and Son, Dominic McRobin, Wilt Anon, the chance Inish again, Dahi de Bufka, get up to Sarahe, Agus Shahen Nilo Buchalo, Kildare.
I think Mayo have forgotten one of the basic rules of Gaelic football is to take your chances and take your points. The goals will come, very much concentrating on goals in the last few minutes.
Pictave Line, Evegaun, Kildare, agus Shahe and Tar. Also Sullivan, for she's the category Nilo Buchalo. And Captain. Agus ha gimmer tussen de minuis, dan Gio Blien. Wil te stachen geschoed. Ach, Sarah hestige gemmudisch Kalbard. Gemmudisch. Agus Erik Mayo ochor erenon sai. Dachse groene gedie, daar hit de boefke. Gedie Kevin O'Neill. Kevin O'Neill, gedasten son gedie Michal Macaun. Shahe Michal Macaun. Wolle amachan gedie, daar hit de boefke. Woesach jasach a rish dan of rustig no again Mayo.
I'm sure that the Mayo manager, Martin Carney, is frustrated over in the dugout at this stage because his players have the possession, they're able to get it in past the 20-metre line and then they blow it.
Martin, so it's late Sinomaty, le Kush, the Denomaty for him, again Multoid, Patrick Rochelle, ach we nimmer stop here, as fag in nimmer stop here, for Honu Facey, Agus Schlentag, William Tom Brescia, or Yimmertig, Agus Senisha him, Paul Macconmara. Abwola Amachanson, good T.S. Mackay, Agus and I don't let T.S. Jenny, Colleen Davidson, the Mayo.
Yeah, I've been very impressed actually with this Ackle man, Paul McNamara, because he made and created that score because he caught it cleanly, gave it out quickly out to Paul Cunny. And it says a lot for Mayo that it has to be a half-back that actually registers their first point of the match.
Paul Cunnig, Martin, a Reimschigen Counson, Agus. Well, and Vernon lead the hit geshoot and Ishkudi in Colleen Voin. Ishin Dienta Gadaston Sonnig, Ronana Golochta, Goody Kevin O'Neill, Shahen Nilo Buchalo, Arana Lloyded, Agus, Himmert Gadas, Goody Mosso Sullivan, Deshigat Moss, and Vice Shoot score, Rivla Hammer, Welta Gadasiga, Goody Graham O'Dean, Chansiga Graham, Denikatoi, Gahavidi and Rolag. Kanain Stroid, Vara o Heffernain. Welte Amacha Gebara, the Fergal o Kistula, Agus Shahe Polo Pinnig and Paraheim Chicken Colleen, the Master Boofka. Dahi de Boofka, a Derrigan Height, a council, the College Dented. Agus Welte Holpige, Agus Shahe, Sean O'Queen, Agus Tai Kirinomati, Lekush, Lekush the Denomati, Fihida, Yimmertig and a Haberlem, which Shepin Shakul Nomati and of that. Marvins na Shinchir, Shahe Marco Gilagain, Sarahe, Igabara o Heffernain. Agus Anish, Kevin O'Neill, and I don't get Kevin. Well, they can take of W.O., Rivla Hammer. Anna kick, Kusta. Agus, Anna Hossin, a Yanaviga Kildare, Yellow Buffalo. And son, Agus Shah, Ashe Lehammer. Hoopnum to the other hit no machine, Emmerich Mehe. Agus, well, the Heflo Shinchir, for him and Uide. Agus Kildare starts to come out here in Martin.
What an extraordinary first half that was. Kildare failing to get a score at all from play during that half an hour or 34 minutes or whatever it was, and still they lead this match by a point. We'll be talking to our panel about that first half and what we've seen after the commercial break. Stay with us. Welcome back again to Cross Park. Marvellous occasion here, beautiful conditions. And the crowd now filling up for both of these matches. Supporters from Meath, supporters from Roscommon looking forward to the senior game later on and being entertained right now by the Artane Boys Band. Occasion here in Croke Park. So half-time of the minor match, Kildare leading by a point from 2 penalties, their scores in the first half. Let me introduce again on our panel Mickey Linden, who has joined us this afternoon. And we're also joined by Jack O'Shea. Jack, you're very, very welcome. Mickey, your thoughts on that first half? A strange first half in many ways.
It was indeed. Mayo seemed to be playing all the football, yet Kildare took two penalty chances on their head. But Ronan Golding's playing very well for Mayo, and he's creating a lot of chances, but still they're not putting them away.
Jack, at the same time, Kildare will have to be worried at half-time, despite the fact that they're leading, about the fact that they haven't got any scores from play.
Yeah, Michael, it's a funny start of a game. Mayo seem to be doing everything right up to the 21-yard line, as Marty Morrissey said. But when it's coming to scoring range, they just seem not taking their chances. A great save by the Kildare goalie as well, of course, which is one of the highlights of the first half. But I think it will be a worrying factor for Kildare that they're not penetrating through and getting scores, putting the ball over the bar. And as Mickey said, the 2 penalties have kept them in front. I think they'll be a bit worried at half-time.
Jack, last Sunday, the down forwards didn't have any problems like that. Disappointed?
Yes, Michael, we were disappointed. I was disappointed myself. I got a good chance early on in the game and I didn't take it. And I think from there on in, we were fighting an uphill battle. But in fairness to Down, they played great football in the first 20 minutes. I suppose a worrying factor for them as well is that they didn't score for quite a long time into the second half. But when they played their true self in the second half, they showed us what they can do. And I think they're going to be a force for anybody to contend with.
Looking at this afternoon semi-final, who would be your fancy from that one?
Well, Michael, I think you'd have to look at Meath, really. I think Meath have done everything this year, and they have one match.
Paul O'Shea and Marty Morrissey.
Michael, agus tá ina harú bháin in Kildare don Parnale, tá Déglán ó Lochlig, I bhí féan na gimar na had slot, agus Leonardo don Loin imihead an bord, agus Brandon ó Widigain imihisteach sa chuide. Marsin an Montoid, Padre Rochelle, og Mohalad Parke, Marsin á an a duinsa, na had slot, na had slot na Kildare, agus na lechúl WO, in immer postnahe, agus Kildare in onsaile, cór na guihe, Graham O'Dean in Lena Kitoig, agus Sarahe, ige bara o Heffernoin, amach an son, bidi Kenneth Macmudderstig, Kenneth O'Mudderstig, Wola, agus, well, Cosno Mac Gente, ige Mayo, Ronano, Golachta, an son, Anna Lodge, Arsa, ATS Mackay, ATS Mackay, on Harry Moore, British, Kadaka Shoe, the Nish, Mihal Macau, the Milavod, Chance at Holige, Mayo, let's go hit the book, Kigerike, Police Gimpa, and Hohi the book.
Well, that all came about as a result of a marvellous ball by the Mayo wing forward, giving it into Michael Smith, who set up the pull forward. A marvellous ball, great. This is great vision by a young player. It's actually TJ McHugh that sent it in. He saw the space inside from Michael Smith. That's great vision for a minor footballer now. The Kildare defence didn't know what to do. The cornerback was totally out of position, and they really had to, I suppose, at that stage bring down David Burke.
Ronano Golachta, and Kigerike, Hogan WO, Ronano Kolo Sheerinish, a ball in the Kaidik, and Jackson and Donada. Official, August Brewing. Martin Mayo, and Nash.
Well, if Tom Sullivan can do it for Kildare, Ronan Golding can do it for Mayo, and certainly sending goalkeeper Christy Byrne the wrong way. Well hit, well struck. You can just see it. He really hit it beautifully. Goalkeeper went totally the wrong way, which I'm often surprised at. It's more of a soccer style, that sort of thing, because it's 14 yards, so they should be able to judge it properly.
Washington, Kalish, Jenta, Anson, Argal Macpistolo, Winter Mahagari, Ronano, Golachta, on Tara Heimsik, on Cole, on Dickerike. Ronan, Emilio Diana Lloydis, Marabie Mickey Linden Raw, Eglehama, the Nevasmus his hell, Egemio, British Dakanishkari, Anthony Oilkin, Agasana Hulsachor, Egemio, Leshan Parnala. T.S. Mackay, a goal in the Heidi, Parnashigas, Opoile Hanig, Jessica Hanig, it is Corinne, T.S. Mackay.
Well, they're making hard work of it, but at last they're beginning to get their act together. That took about 4 passes when only 2 should be necessary. But eventually Tony Walken and TJ McHugh got their passes correct, and finally there was a score.
Martin, Mayo, Emihe, Huntusig, Bull, Forest Boydica, Agus Kildare, near Heimsik Kildare, in score, unimmert, before. Pakifte, Mayo, Agus Anna Vishnach, Occur Inish, Polo Pinnig, again of Argo Unsehe, WO, Begisa, Wiltema agus Deirig I hútaisteach T.S. Mackay the Anthony O'Ilkin after pass Sorhe ige Sean O'Queen Shahe an lawn pole I Sean O'Queen Wiltema ige Shogiri Midishkal board Down Fada Sorhe ige Dasige Kenna Omiderstig Down Anna Orr O'Kenna Mayo Kenna Medaus to Parnala agus Carmehe Chino Mati Billion o Martin agus Shahe Dahi de Bufka a Bolastach Kadi Ronana Bolofka after pass Halaish son again Yellow Bofala agus Beck in Montoid Padre Michelle and in Ashleaf and Allow.
A very hefty challenge there really by Niall Buckley, but again Mayo over-elaborating around the 35-40 metre line, and if you give passes like what the Mayo man gave there, well then you can expect hefty challenges like this, because while he kept his eye on it, Niall Buckley went in very high in fact and connected with the Mayo man.
Dahi de Bufka in a Dal of Martin agus Corlai Shacharid agus Martino Kernig Itachterstach and son agus Martin Reynolden Midden Mayo Martin Dahi de Bufka and Siudine Agostahe Nee Martin Carney and son Gemacht an Bord agus Behol gemacht Dahi de Bufka Kert galore
Just in the challenge there, Micheál, Niall Buckley just went up more awkwardly than anything else and connected, his elbow connected just with the side of David Burke's face there, and that's really what caused the slight concussion. But David is okay.
Martin kicks there, and again the Mayo inish agus Billy O'Neill, I give up there in the hot slot inish, I hope we can count. Mialish and Polo Welty again and Balkason agus Polo Pinnick agus an Carnacolin that to get Paul and Son Mayo.
That's another good score by Paul Cunning, and he's been moved up into the Mayo attack, and you can see that he's a fairly versatile player. That's two very valuable points, and he was alert that time when the ball came off the post, which sometimes you could say that the Mayo forwards have not been.
Ashen Rocolin Yassa I'm Shehe again Gadisa agus Mayo inish Hede Colini and Keane agus in with the Vaughan Gadisa a Kaidik le Kildare Bohe le Canis na Helen a Watkins na Minoi Wahar na Huede yet Fevru again Mayo Billy O'Neill a Bohe na Canis na agus O'Ilkin a Bolamach Gadi T.S. Mackay Yes Halaish Diente agus Martin Deschele again Mayo and all these in here
Must be said that the Mayo full forward line, particularly Tony Walkin and TJ McHugh, are showing for the ball a lot more now, and as a result the Mayo midfield area is beginning to send the ball in a little bit lower, which is, I must say, is suiting the Connacht champions.
T.S. Mackay Nohig on Counson agus na sé Dahi de Bufka on Paravi Gostehe o Kenevin a Hokig on Fixair Bialaha Haunish Esho agus Gober le Polach Biorach agus Wiltshire again Eileen the Mayo.
Once you keep adding up the scores, I mean that's a good score line there, 1 goal and 8 points, and Mayo just taking the chances now.
Ronald de Bufkanson agus an Parna Blian ige siúd a gimmer Krishna Minuid agus Emery Chéad na hat slach den a chum den a club. Snéanson agus inish will Boyd Kildare Studio Bryn Yellow Buffalo a Gaidi Gahard Hyde Bachtig a Marco Gilligoy Macmurdic position in Moore so Hemerish Colbard and a Hishtach Chancige Wilter roll again agus an Boyd Illigantish Leono Lay.
It should be emphasised, Micheál, as well, that Mayo are now playing, of course, without their centre-back and their centre-forward, so very much their team had to be reorganised, and they're doing very well in this second half.
So slay hoch nomati immer mehe agus Kulini Forest Boyd I get Mayo. Either the enemy star Martian, if we didn't agree here, Amar vidar le cwrdd na bihé. Agus Im gywyn le blon o lachlig. Im hysdach gyda'n gwn i nish. Ar y hwsna gyda'n ahad slat y carna lesio he. Le blon. Agus tŵ tre sgôr. Ach, ro adda e lle ma laif y cle.
Certain amount of inexperience quite evident there, because Kildare are beginning to just panic a small bit. If they play the ball around and try and open it up for their full forward line, Merrigan is a very good player and he's inside a corner forward at the moment. They can feed him a little bit more. Kildare certainly have the potential to open up this Mayo defence.
Agus onodí eile take he bort ge Kildare e gemecht an bort, mar go Gilligain imhe an bort. Agus Tá take histeach a stolum go be Glenn ó Dín a ha take histeach agus mar go Gilligain imhe. Ivide hochtíag take histeach mar.
That is indeed an acknowledgement to the fact that Kevin O'Neill is beginning to dominate at centre forward.
Marsin, Kildare e direct tactar nash sa chluthe agus seo he Níl Tamáin. Níl Tamáin amach gydí Níl Buachla. Níl Buachla a bola har nash gydí Sean de Hall. Agus a ríist Dominic McRobin e Jenna Fish an son. Ach, bwynt an a lag e fad an son. Stolum e ge Brandano Midigoin.
That is a terrible mess, Mihal, because once again the Kildare full forward had the full-back in trouble, and he gave it out to Merrigan, and from that angle, from that distance, Brendan Merrigan should have scored, and he knows it.
Marsin, ní vec Kildare, rohostal o hyn, gwyl, well, Dominic McRobin, Eridalov, ta sé gosthe, ach, papar cwrlais y chwrdd ydy'r yn sy'n un sy'n Then you got to toss hit and toss his yard. That will get Kildare. Castle over finish.
Certainly, Mihal, if I was the Kildare manager, I'd be inclined to tell my midfielders to try and feed Dominic Cribben as much as possible, because he's been very good at full forward, winning every tussle with John McSharry.
Agus Dominic McRobin, Edin Hallop Gafoli, a nimmer to the day. Agus Martian Carrer, Dia, we get Kildare, finish, a lot of winning. Paid Mehinson o British Colbar agus o tú David Essig a Ronan o Golachta agus Palais Gerte ag a Ronan agus Gwiltig a Tappig ag an son ag a Mihal O'Boyle stach gyda Gwine gyda Brandan o Midigoin Drofas o Brandan agus Sarahig Anthony O'Corcoran ag sin Palais an son ag gan ein daro agus Marsin on o di ele Beidir e túrt ar y bort ag Kildare bawl a sé me histach gyda yn y chwn i rysht. Mar tá Dominic McRobin eis y bort gyrysht. Get farag a wyl dachad a sé nôm a ddymar y mihe, mar ein nôm a diag sa carna legas fi, chwch i'n diag ydy hit sa hier legas gan ein sgôr ffos o nimert i gael Kildare. Buachla agus I Mihawig, Pattonson, ag Paul McNamara, a Gimmert Anava, Gavio, Canworth had it with shoot with Anthony O'Ilkin, Shahay O'Ilkin, Jessica O'Ilkin, agus Colleen, Jessica Anthony O'Ilkin, Gavio.
And again, that all comes about from this thing called vision. I mean, I've often heard coaches dividing football into 90% skill and 10% brain work, and the 10% brain work was very much used by Mayo there, because the ball that came in was really what made the ball, what made the score to Tony Walkin, and from a difficult angle he did quite well.
Marsin double scorena inish I get Mayo agus ha I get Kildare. Hole le hole agus na Golini, so hen Níl Buachla, Derek Rodegan again at the Kildare, Sean de Wall. Dominic McRobin, a Macri Brandon on Midigoin. Dúris har neiste McRobini, éige Derek Mechlish stap. Agus Ganayan Dolchan Keen, o Maha Yenabige, Kenneth Omedurstig agus Sulana Gieragate, a Mahanish Gri Polo Quinny. Lachlik, a Heinige de Boit, o Kienevin, agus Pevline, the Kildare, agus Enodine. The way over and Mayo can he have an August. Sheffield Council, a host the Kildare, Marvim in the Rordo, Sean de Wall. Went to Stachaka Shugadi, from down on Midigoin, went to Stachaka, Níl Tamáin, Níl Tamáin, Macrobin. agus fachta go deas an son agus Sean McSherry Lon Foley Mayo agus Calais-Dirty.
There's a certain amount of frustration creeping into the Kildare attack at the moment because they seem to be devoid of ideas of how to create space, and after what, almost 14 minutes of play, Kildare have yet to score in the second half.
Bara o Heffernain an kicksersa a Hogan a Mayo agus Catínir mar bhfuil a bhíanana taine bhisteach na húile ach se hé mi hall báile dan ó midigáin se hé Browndán na caiide leis go deas ach mi hawig agus teach na gaudir más ó súlihhain Calais-Dirty más agus kickser na Kildare deise go béidir an chiad Colleen a Raimsú sa tarna le.
They really need a score now at this stage just to get back into contention, because Mayo very cool in defence at the moment. They seem to have their act together. There's good calling, so this free would give Kildare a certain degree of confidence.
Agus Browndán on wedi going Hogan Council here no mati dia gamer mehe on the Jona kaide lag twig agus sorhe a reach to get kinna lag med stick den go lochra possible Mayo Michal McGowan agus Chephead and Heide Council work the Calais-Dirty will take a topic again agus Liam 50 and roll on the Kaidenson Bachta and son get o Ilken what the step in Chicago do hit the booster agus chance Colleen the Mayo.
They seem to be harping on it a small bit, Mayhall, but again, that takes a little bit of vision to get that ball into David Burke, and this time Kevin O'Neill's distribution was very much up to scratch.
Martin.
There it is now. You can see he looked up and sent the ball in. Well, that was actually David Burke taking his point, which was a good score, but it was made by Kevin O'Neill.
Martin Shaq Golini Paris Boyd again Mayo agus well Ediana Pomale Orne Minuid Mayo le blianta dar no vi hard Orne Minuid again Mayo ach Shahiki Daragas Browndán on Midigain and again on Midigain Baltasa Machtish Stach agus chance in Michigan Macrobin agus on Mayo Kildare got score Raimsú on Baltasa.
On Howell about Shane, because certainly Heffernan made a very good save, because Dominic Cribben was straight through, and Heffernan, in fact, he didn't get his hands to it. I thought he had, came off the post.
Martin and Mayo le Kildare ach Shahe and Tunadi Heine get a ball can he kick Sarah Hogan to Deadlawn Olachlig. Oh, reached and Mayo le Kildare.
Really, nothing is going right for Kildare, and an opportunity a moment ago by Brendan Merrigan, now Declan Lackey, and they just can't seem to register a point in this match.
Well, in Katmara guest at Kildare, so a bot of group, you know, August, ni riding Ara, so Frev Comortus, the Rev, Dadidiv, Martin Water, Freville Aaron, Rev, guiding himself on Fenway of Water, if you want to have like Anish Hayden. Every OS of the immediate shaft out 3 and 10 with a point real. I guess if you get a hundred and unfinished, Mosso Sullivan after Shistach, Yellow Buffalo, and Mashkidit Moss, Shtachkidit, Graham O'Dean, chance to get Graham, I guess Colleen, again Graham O'Dean, the Kildare.
Well, that was the first good move by Kildare in this match, and I suppose it should have probably ended up in the back of the net. And certainly Graham Dunn finished it off, but was made by Niall Buckley again, who did all the running with Tom Sullivan. Because once he got the ball, he gave it inside to Tom Sullivan, and it was then Graham Dunn's turn. But it was a good approach work, everything was right, and this time the finish matched the approach.
Martin Shekolini, in the Forne, and the quick Kildare Harnash. Sinean hiad score fachta on Immerstuku, agus hiad fará Shaq Biamati Diag Gwilio on Tarnala, Imichin. Hiad Colleen on Immerstuku Kildare, Shahen Yellow Buffalo, Mishi shoot the Yerga Hirid and Onfi, reached. Yerk Kiran O'Neill for the kick, Anna Ard, agus Anna Wall, Erfad, Sonair and Son, to get Master Burke, Machkadi, Polo Koenig, and Ohm, Gadi, Ronano, Golochta, Emilio Anna Lloyd, Araha a bhuachtant gacha shellive da Mayo agus an Meolish cúpla baltas tócha gan cúpla cúlín brise a bheith aimse hiige ach ha sé gimmart an a bhadóid. Agus bólmach chun mara tarile a gimmart gomach óibh ó achil agus bhí sé siúd i gimmart le gaidim scoilin a Mayo le 3 bliana bhí sé sna le chólathe in ag tíróin in rig na i bhuadarara bhuaig tíróinara sára heist go deasastigige mar is colbáard agus bhfuilteach se Dominic McRobin agus le iarach sárathe an Baltason Halís gan éon dar of Gilton to get Dominic McRobin.
Well, that's about his third time doing it, Micheál, and in fairness, I think the referee has to talk to him this time because it's more frustration than anything else, but he has to book him, and the referee is doing right. See, once he was beaten for the ball, this is the problem with the tackle, but I mean, this is nowhere remotely looks like a tackle. I mean, that definitely is a booking offence. It's crazy. Just on that point, actually, Brendan Merrigan has now gone in full forward, and Dominic Cribben is playing centre forward. So Kildare trying everything to try and get their forwards going.
Agus se cena tomurile ó Mayo ha gostathe a dalam ó lei seachar ach you're in all beidir you're loch go be 8 ha gostathe.
Certainly it looks like that Kenneth Morley is now going to join the Mayo injury list because his shoulder seems to be out.
Martin Deglon McDonough a tacht a boy in the out agus an Mayo le Mayo ó heb gostathe Derek Vialo had idir ach the déana bhar aus sné Deglon McDonough Gimmerín le gael Mayo takathe a boy agus tá súligam na gostó for réon éilecha mar dinter begar immert le 4 díag tá trí an dí take héidir báis agus se hé tíad teisige nó dí ach ní hé a heimsig an ceamsanach an dí eile fergal na cuistela sára hé go deastig sa chúnig a líam tuiste na Kildare se hé níl á buachala beag níl a dírig go dégin tí dhéanamh Kildare hút ar neisach lothe Hey, Neil Rees, did he brown down on where he going? Jessica get brown down in it. Hey, shouldn't be into the death again. It's a full boy, the last mother kick Eric, get reached, and Carol kick Eric is the floor.
Well, this All-Ireland semi-final will be remembered forevermore as the penalty semi-final because Merrigan did everything right here. He had no support really, and Mayo came down on top of him like a ton of bricks. And they chased and they harassed. But Merrigan, he's certainly a very good player. He showed lovely skill, and he had to really be taken down.
Tomaso Sullivan, a heimsig whole Hannah had a yellow shanish. A savant to come out and bout us against Mayo, Barrow Heffernan. Book the away that need book and see about it.
A very good save by Barry Heffernan. He deserved it. Been beaten twice by Tom Sullivan. I presume he said, no way this time. And it must be said that Sullivan's kick was a little bit close to him, but in fairness, Heffernan did very well. Great save.
Madaro Howard, he melts Rangers to walk the hole, and Mara or Heffernan, Wick, Mossa Sullivan, after which English and Zio kick. Kildare, Derek Carter Nashinish on the wall. Mayo, wasn't come on. All back on Mara, Derek Shelley the Hall, son. Ma, he's circled back Mr. like a reached. Halish Gentle again. They've gone all last leg. Circle Machristella, Machri, Law Parke, I got Shahir on Golofta, and Emmy Wig, Winterhoge, Hollow Boiling, Machta Harnashiga Golofta. Agus Damahe, good ass, and son, again, Graham with the counter Igri, Rosso Sullivan, Abna, Dickana Eric for her, Mahanish, good in Yellow Buhala, good ass and counts and Harish at now.
That's a good score by Niall Buckley. captain finally deciding to go at himself, but once again made by Tom Sullivan, a good runner and creating the space for Niall to take the opportunity.
Agus una the ele taka here board, Padraig McCormick, even an idea taka here board, agus Jaglan McLaughlin and tuna the Heinig here board, imihid on board. Sinead Jaglan McLaughlin, agus near a sheshtig avad, Heinig here board, mar una the Kildare Glehama. Agus imihid an báid cinis Padraig McCormick a ha gimmert mar lán pasach inis ina áid. Agus timppelé séno matí fáca agus áhól pandérig a ha Kildare. Yellow buachala an captaine har wedi cwlín o chénibín an mai sé ceann eile an an rúhar diantige agus wilte go deach an ríist an báta sanige agus inis cwlíní idir na fórna.
Just Mayo are being a little bit naive around midfield at the moment because there's about 4 players going for the one ball, and Niall Buckley is clever enough to watch for the break, and this is where he got it, breaking down off 3 or 4 Mayo players. He did very well here under pressure. It's a very good point by Niall Buckley.
Agus bólda a bheith a felidóir má gimid a hanahead le Kildare Svír nediach fi seach. Svír go mas na blianta. Mar o hefar 9 an Nátig mi oing rai ma ducha Kildare har nash níon heist agus an hatsin factories to gemi Hollow Boyle Wola an a fógracht an de blíine bradan an muidir gáin countú na peidig a ras Gerigi húb leis sta be an muidir gáin go fóil ar nasin isgurí níl tamáin agus épe brú agus halís diantar níl tamáin an san ag an Polo Pinning Masin Well, can I happen? You know, gáin agus desin is get Maso Sullivan agus Irach do Maso Sullivan.
Another opportunity wasted for Kildare, and if they just cool matters down a small bit and take their points, they'd be far better off. But a certain amount of panic at the moment. They're looking at the scoreboard and probably aware of the time as well.
Ashen Kerry Coolini, idir na fórna da neud op leis an bátas an bit más, ní bheith chatar a chan fólaváin agus, well, húlgná matí nó masin fáca. Seo Kenna, Macmidderstig, Apollo, Wilson, í Rónan an golachta, Rakeri. Agus dahí de búsca, halís diantar siúd, Wilter Stephenson, gyda Jaglan McDonagh, a enimile a chorsta lawrig an moltoir mi Hollow Boyle an báltasa. Sné mi Hollow Boyle, an son. Agus kicksair I bheith gawn da bhío. Agus tá mi Hollow Boyle a chort an báil ag an moltoir.
Well then for this particular incident here, Mick Bailey pulling him down, and let's just keep an eye and see what happened afterwards. And referee for that particular offence decided to send Mick Bailey off.
Well, ní a session took this national non-ruddig in Dominic Robin ag seo dahí de búsca agus cúlín da bhío. Sinné dahí agus ní dólam gúléon ára saun ná go bíad Mayo a bhuaigh an chluthasa. Agus sinné mi Hollow Boyle agus ní dólam sa go raibh session took this national non-rud in Dominic Robin remission agus an Mayo leis rud cuideacht an báisce. Seo heic Ciarán O'Neill. Sára heag a deasan sanna ag Greg Modaí agus gan ag Kildare leis an ceann o'r dia a chas sruna himara imithe in a grin. Roch go bíad Mayo há iris slí báta bháin eile go dtí raibh canis na héireann in ag chorpaí. Ciarán Macmidderstig, bhóla na caidisteach agus Rónan an golachta ríist tucathe chun talón agus gan fáca inis ach timppla háineomat sa chluthasa.
Their heads have dropped now, Mayhall, and it's just a question of Mayo just keeping things cool, taking their time, and if they get an opportunity to have a go for a point, by all means taking it, because they certainly look like they're going to hold on to their lead and get into the All-Ireland final against Cork.
Martin Liam O'Neill, Jessica Liam, on Merna, Aviadu, is a goal force. Putting in that's the gift here on O'Neill, the Shanna Hospital again.
I suppose you need a little bit of luck, considering that they're playing without their centre-back, centre-forward and a substitute, Kenneth Morley. So I suppose every team deserves a little bit of good luck. Yeah, he's a good free taker actually, Kevin O'Neill from Knockmore. He's been a little bit lucky though. Still it counts.
Martin in Noma Tavoin, no Martin Falker, Agus Kildare, Derek, Dull Edinun Sea, Derek Scorelle, Araim Show, Aharist, Mehamura, Shahek, and the Macmillerfig. Bola Macadimi, Hal McCown, the Toot, the Kaidelish, Quintero, and Son, Agus Quintero, Gadas, again Quintero, Gadas, and Son again, Graham O'Dean. Mayo. An wachter nish an lá wachter de cog an ein ago bol mak an mara is dach gedi Kevin O'Neill direct TS Mackay a wintermach a rohapigda a ha Glen McLaughlin ag Sinead Glen tut na Kaidelish de Kildare. On Holy Mayo Sean McSharrig Imi Hewig ag Shahab Brandon O'Medigan is dach gedi Graham O'Dean ni chat hapig a rohin Maro Heffernoin rohapigda Amach and Son, Master Bufka, Agus Arish, Kalish, Genta, Ashu, Agus Fixer, dot Mayo. Master Bufka, Edidalo, Agus Egortihe, see on the day, Edibord, Canna, Egamayo, Schnean Town, Haumish Ligi yet Fara, Agus Rohirosh, Nemayo, Veseroya.
The one thing that impresses me about this Mayo team is the character in the side, because often when you come to Croke Park for the very first time, well, it is nerve-wracking, particularly for minors, but when you're hit with the amount of misfortune that Mayo were hit today and still survive and play reasonably good football, they have a lot of improvement to do if they want to win the All-Ireland, because Cork are a good team. But I think Cork will be impressed by one thing, and that's the character and the spirit that's in this Mayo side.
Mayo agus Anna Hachtanir, Dienta Sutarna Lehaka, Egimer, Win in the Gree, Agus for a word the score in the Aimshihiko, Agus Shahid, a cotton command, Inish, Antonio Corcoran, the VO, RT, Dolfo Father left the Hikanish Mahaden, Agus Lady Lord McDonaldson, one of the Agus one of the Kaidid Gadassi Staffy, Anthony Oilkin, the Rashkari, T.S. Mackay, a chance to get T.S. Mackay, a chance to get a goal again, Mayo! On Mihan Sandishach, Zohira,
the one thing that the Cork players and mentors would be impressed with is the fact that the Mayo forwards seemingly have problems scoring, because this certainly should have been a score, a point or a goal at least. Well worked again.
Agus ní bheith dahí de búta tásta lei sin, tá sé tásta lei sin dora. Chluché le Ganis na héireann búte ag Mayo agus búte go sáráide chutá, agus iad ag meachtan bháistas agus Kildare go dtí mách an scór Mayo, chéna dó dhéag, Kildare dó trí.
Well, that was a game that had a little bit of everything, didn't it? A fabulous fight back by Mayo, and I think thoroughly deserved, given the problems they had in the first half, conceding 2 penalties, losing 2 of their players in that first half. So then it's Mayo and Cork into the minor final on September the 15th. What about the senior final? Who'll be joining down? Will it be Meath? Will it be Roscommon? That'll be decided in a few minutes.